Blarla. Hello peeps and welcome back to Project Hospital. Welcome back to Royal Peeping Hospital. This hospital is available on the Steam Workshop should you wish to download it yourself, although it does come without the Infectious Diseases department. At the end of this series I will create this into a prefab so that all you'll need to do is finish off this corner. You'll need to, because at the moment on the hospital you download it, this corner isn't here like downstairs, so you'll just need to build this pillar in and pop it out here, and then you'll be able to paste this in. I'll make that available at the end of this series. During this series we are trying to complete Overcure insurance, where we need to have no dead or lost patients at the moment 9 days in a row, and it seems to be going fairly well. Now I'm recording this episode directly after the Lost, and in the last episode I was aware that the game had been updated, but there was no details on what that update really covered. Well, the notes while I was recording were released, and one of the nice updates that came with it that I was really excited about is this whiteboard. So when I first saw this board I became very excited, thinking that this would be very much like the other whiteboards, which we don't have in this department. We have them here somewhere. There. These boards significantly speed up a differential diagnosis, because they can be quite long. They can take a while, even with highly trained doctors. But you pop this board in, they come over to this board and they do their differential, and it's really quite quick, almost instant. So, but they take up a lot of room to place them. So what I really liked about this item was it looked like one of those differential diagnosis boards, but you could put it on the wall and took up a lot less space, which was great given that my little office here is so pokey. It turned out it didn't do anything. It was just a decorative item. However, they have now changed that. So this item there does now work as a differential board. Apparently. I'd like to put it to the test though. Something else that was on the updates, which was quite exciting, was how the spreading of illnesses happened. So we have actually, I don't know if she's still there, I don't think she is, but we had a patient that was highly infectious. I think it was on the internal medicine department here a couple of episodes ago. No, she does seem to have gone, but she was on the high dependency unit and the illness wasn't spreading. The contagious disease was not spreading, and I found this upsetting. Well, according to the patch notes, illnesses on other departments apparently can spread if they're on the regular ward, but they weren't spreading on high dependency, and in the patch notes they now said that they've added the high dependency. So if you have a highly contagious patient on a different department that has to be hospitalised, I believe, I've not tested it, it should now spread contagions. That being said, I mean, we say spread contagions, but the game takes control. You know, you'll get a couple of staff that were nearby the patient move very slowly for a couple of days, and the whole hospital is wearing gloves and masks. You have no real control over it, so it's not like it makes it amazingly better, but at least it's something, I suppose. Apparently players marking biohazard areas according to the patch notes seems to be a bit problematic, and it seems they fixed a few things, but clearly this hasn't been fixed. It's possible they didn't even know that this was a problem. I get upset that I can't mark the labs as biohazard areas. I feel like it's sensible that he's wearing it. It seems they get stuck in their masks and gloves a lot of the time. When the epidemic comes to an end, it seems that lots of staff have been stuck with masks and gloves on. It's a bit unusual, very unusual. But yeah, I'd really like to make it so they wear them in the labs. It just sort of makes sense to me, and that they should be able to get infected from samples and that, but they can't, and you can't even mark it as a biohazard area. That's upsetting. But there we are. We'll live with it. I am keeping an eye on some patients because, of course, we want to try and get through this without anybody dying or leaving. I can't help but notice that we have some discomfort problems with Robert here, and we do actually have an unknown symptom. It'd be great if we could actually find that symptom. Is it anything that we could... Oh, well, he doesn't have... but there's no... Well, okay, so we'll probably find it's this, but there's no treatment for it to help. So I don't think we're going to be able to make him any more comfortable. It's a bit of a shame. We'll do the test, because you never know, eh? Dana seems okay. I think we will remove her now. We've just dealt with him. So Paul is still waiting for his liver laceration to go through. Karen, no, this is Kate, has had her surgery. So she's probably going to be okay. There doesn't seem to be any problems. Oh, hang on, she's going into surgery. Okay, no. We'll keep her around. We'll keep her around. Yes, so we need to get to midnight to do this without losing anybody. Luna Farce has leveled up. Fantastic. She is now a specialist. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so we're going to largely carry on running the hospital to complete this insurance. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. Please, thank you. And come to this department if we need to. Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, just run the hospital, which is, to be honest, my favourite thing to do. This is what I love to do in this game, is just run the hospital, you know. So that's what we're going to do. She's not actually had a physical. Can you believe it? She's not actually had a physical. What's going on, Sam? It's like rule number 1. So we need some antibiotics up in here. Let's try and deal with the breathing problems and bring her fever down. And that will probably not only help with this illness, but also hopefully increase her discomfort levels. But I think we've largely cleared patients, haven't we? From this waiting room. He's being called in right now, which is super. We've got a patient here going to the toilet. Right, let's just stop a minute. What is this situation with Lisa? So she is on internal medicine. They've queued her for a CT and an MRI. We've got a final diagnosis, but she also has a flashing symptom that could cause her to crash. So we've got all sorts of issues. What we're going to do is cancel these. And then we're going to hospitalise her. Going to hospitalise her. Which, when she gets back to wherever she was going and sits down, that should take effect. And then we'll give her the IV antibiotics. We'll take control of her. Hello? What is happening over here? Ooh. Ugh. That's not nice. They could crash. They could crash, guys. Help them. I'm not going to want them to send them to another department. This is why I tend to take over any patients coming into emergency, because sometimes they will have a symptom that could cause them to crash they can actually deal with right here, but instead they'll just wait for them to be transferred and we lose a lot of time, and I'd rather not do that. So let's do a physical. It's just a good start. They could have high blood pressure. This high blood pressure could be this symptom flashing. What have we got here? Okay, well, we now know it's a stroke. Nasty. Okay, let's see what we can do as quickly as possible. So we're going to take this blood pressure measurement, because this is something we can deal with right here. Whereas if I hadn't taken control, they'd be sending them off to cardiology now, with the potential to crash. So as we can do it right here, we're going to take their blood pressure. Why does it spin off like that? For goodness sake. Yeah, so they have hypertension. So I'm going to give them some medication for the hypertension. This doctor's run off for this patient. Who is this patient? Again, they've got flashing symptoms, so I am going to take over, get them on those IVs. So, hello, there's some doctors over here. Would you please be willing to deal with this guy? Only... There we go. Right. So, let's do an urgent echo. So we can see here that an echo... I mean, we've already diagnosed this. Ooh, we could do an angiography. It's just because the echo's really quick. If I can diagnose it, it just might help me, because I'm not in specialist, I'm in resident. If we can diagnose this flashing symptom as the actual illness, then we'll know whether we need to be sending for an angio. Just lazy medicine. Let's see. So, oh, this is good. So she has no more flashing symptoms. We've done quite well here. I am going to prescribe rest right here. Something to bring the fever down. Does she? She doesn't have fever. Get rid of that. Okay, breathing problems. I'd like something for her breathing problems. Excellent. Something for the chest pains. If we could just bring the comfort up before I send her tuberculosis, before I send her to the infectious diseases department of infectious diseases, the DID department. What's going on? Yeah, so if we do an urgent echo and diagnose this brain arteries blocked, right, we can yeah, and it's now not flashing, so we now know that we don't need to worry about this artery blockage at all. Okay, so we are going to now send them to cardiology, because I can't actually give them the IV TPA here on this department, so we're going to have to send them there to get it done. So that's what we'll do. We'll also, I should have interviewed them before I sent them. Actually, we won't. I want them to prioritise that, so we'll just leave it at that for now. So this lady, comfort is getting quite high now. Let's quickly do the physical while we are right here. Actually, let's just do the physical, and maybe she might have a temperature. Have we got any No, we've discovered all the hidden diagnoses that are causing her discomfort, so that's okay. Good. Right, let's send her then to infectious diseases. Yeah, just regular hospitalisation. That'd be great, and we will get her an interview as well. Why not? That's fine. She doesn't have a contagion, so we don't really need to worry about this sort of thing that much. So William King is due to go to cardiology. Lisa Walker. Okay, that's interesting. So Lisa Walker, she must have already been called in, and I didn't notice it up here, because she's been called in. They've done a bunch of tests. I didn't, but now she's been hospitalised. It's terribly annoying. She must have been called in and I just didn't notice. Anyway, she is now going to... I mean, time is of the essence here, people. She may need to go to the MRI, but let's first of all deal with the thing we absolutely know that she needs, IV antibiotics. So let's get her hospitalised. Let's get that done. We know she has to be hospitalised. There's no... What was this? You're all good. Okay. She has to be hospitalised, so, you know, let's just get it... Let's get it done. Let's get her the meds that we know she needs. You know. But it's not causing the flashing symptoms, is it? It really, really isn't. Okay. So, it looks like they've taken the microbial cultivation to see if she has a bacterium problem, but I don't think that she does, because she's now on the IV antibiotics. She's on them. She has to be on them for the illness that she has. So there's no point testing this, because as soon as she goes on the antibiotics, we'll know. So we know. We know a lot of things. What this tells us is that we need to do an MRI. in case she needs thoracentesis, which I suspect that she does. So now I'd like to send her to an MRI. It would have gone quicker if I had had control of her from the beginning, but at least we saved ourselves CT. We didn't need to do these tests, which have no doubt caused her discomfort. Yes, they have. It's very annoying. So we are going to put her on a code blue and get her into an MRI. So she was eating. We've put a stop to that. None of that nonsense. You'll not be having dinner. You need an MRI. Stat. What's going on with William King? Okay, he's coming in for his treatment. I'd like an interview. Oh yeah, no, but I wanted them to prioritise this. There is a logic in my mind, because I forget things. I have to do things logically. Right, there we go. Good. He should be fine. You know, let's see if we can also increase his comfort, because it's a little bit low, but I reckon we can. He should be fine. Right, what is... Oh, look, nighttime's coming. Oh, look, I want to get to midnight. Oh, she's looking a bit... she's all right. She's all right. She's all right. She's going to see the doctor. It's okay. It's all okay. Can we see anybody waiting? What are you doing? Oh my goodness, she has a tachycardia. We're going to take control because she, Blarla, which is where she's going, would probably hospitalise her instantly. I'd rather give her the beta blockers for this tachycardia in the office. Get that done. He's going for some blood test results. Okay, I mean, we know what's wrong with him, so... Okay. Oh god, it spun off again. It spins off. Okay. Let's get her these beta blockers so we can deal with this before she goes anywhere. Please. Oh, fairly sure Mary Smith will be her last patient of the day. Oh, the tachycardia wasn't dealt with. I've given her the wrong meds. Okay. Okay. My mistake. There's the antiarrhythmic. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Right, okay. Nice. It's nice. It's good job. It's a good job. So we're going to have to hospitalise her for that. Let's give her some painkillers and something to bring the fever down. This will increase her comfort. Somebody has just... Oh dear, they're bleeding everywhere. Oh no. Okay. Something for the hemorrhaging. They're on it. They're on it. We don't like this exposed bone either. We're also going to give her blood transfusion. The works. Maybe some painkillers. What is this? Oh, no rooms. This is actually a good thing, right? So something I've been working on is I was having lots of problems with these cardiography rooms being critical. So I put one on here. I got rid of one of the diagnostic units and they still seem to be low. So this is working. The fact that they've got one less of these seems to be fine. And we changed this one into a cardiography room that's for the ward patients only, and they're all here, of course. We can see actually that it's low and medium, so that's working really, really well. So I changed because I ended up with two down here, and these are all critical, and this one on X-ray was also critical. So look at this. I've made these as outpatients only, and of course we've got low and none. So what this says to me is that I might actually be able to make this back into a sonography room purely for the cardiology department. I might actually be able to put this room back to what it was. I mean, this barely gets used as it is, the one on X-ray, so they can still go there to get it, but they don't have to, you know, because this is... Oh, I think I might do this. I think I might make this change. I think we're going to change this back to a sonography room for cardiology. I think I will do that between episodes. Really, really pleased about how that's coming along. Really pleased. Oh no, it's staff changeover as important things are happening for this lady. Are you going to go home now and leave her? I'd like that to be something that changed with this game. That if they're sort of trauma ICU, they're dealing with a collapsed patient or somebody that is highly critical, they could just, you know, finish up properly as they would if they weren't about to go home, and then go home. I'd like that. I don't know if that's possible. That would be nice. Okay, let's get... Mary Smith is now being hospitalised. She's not being hospitalised. I'll hospitalise her. Saying, hey, we've given her the meds. What now? Hospitalise her and IV antibiotics. And now Blarla can go home. Although... Oh, that gentleman will be fine. That gentleman will be fine. Uh-oh. It's another emergency case, everybody. What is this? The interview is over. That's good. Do you know what? I think he's fine. What's happening here? We have palpitations, everybody. Palpitations. Indeed, we do. Which I think... Oh, it's IV infusion. Shows how much I know. Okay. Okay. She's gone into shock. We need the doctors to come into the hospital right now. Let's get rid of this and this. Please. Lab procedure came in. As in, you mean that her MRI is complete. The lab procedures are still ongoing. So she does have this pleural effusion. So she does need thoracentesis. So we're going to get that done. I remember when this hospital used to really struggle with getting patients into thoracentesis quickly. But the doctors here are so good now. You know, they're just so boss. Except when they're not in the department and I need them to be. So we've got this gentleman here, Frank Moore. Oh God, look, he's running. Excellent. Can we do these things? Oh my God, yes, they're here. Excellent. Who have we got? Charlotte Cougar is in the house, along with... Oh, he just wandered off. Blake must have run from a different department. Stabilised and then left again. Oh, he put her... Okay, he stopped her from hemorrhaging. It's one job, I guess. It's better than a poke in the eye. So what's going on here? Well, let's do a physical and listen to the chest, I guess. Oh, actually, that's not necessary. What I'd actually like to... Stop that. I mean, I want to do physical anyway, but if we could just do the heart monitoring, which is the same as an ECG. It's just they do heart monitoring as their equivalent of a quick ECG on trauma and ICU. So there we go. So this should still catch this if he has an irregular heartbeat, which I think he probably does. He might not do, because this also could cause it. It is, I like the way I'm just saying, it is just a heart attack. Just a heart attack. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, man. Right, okay. This is really bad. What we are going to do is send him straight to cardiology for these meds. We're not going to worry about his comfort right now. We'll just try and prioritise that stuff. What's going on with Kate? Kate is still in shock. Her doctor, Benny Masterstroke. It's just... I've renamed all my staff. I've actually renamed the staff in the new infectious diseases department as well. Let's check somebody out, shall we? Except there's no... Gwyneth Quiche. I don't know. Are you part of the Petra Masterstroke? That must be his wife, look. Who are you? Oh. That's a patron. And a different department. Oh well. They have been named. This is the thing, as the staff change over time, and it's night time, so there's not as many staff. So, okay, we've dealt with this. So she is more stabilised now. I'd like to give a bandage for this exposed bone. Exposed bone's really bad. That really helps the comfort. Let's also give her some pain, because she is in severe pain. So really, let's try and calm this down, if we can. That'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. This whiteboard now being good for differential diagnosis, I'm going to have to go around my hospital and see if it's in all the best places it can possibly be. I'm going to have to, now that it's a cool item, I need to make sure it's being absolutely utilised. Okay, let's do a physical. And by that I mean, can we have a look at her leg, please? Because I notice you've taken her top off, but that's not where the injury is, sir. You're an outrage. Okay, so there's muscle and skin damage. That's to be expected. Okay, what are you telling me? That you want me to send her for an x-ray? That I have to send her for an x-ray? That you can't look at it and work it out? Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. She's stable now anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to assume a lower limb x-ray. Get her into that x-ray and find out exactly what's going on here. But do you know what? I think I'm going to relinquish control because she's stable now. I don't need to worry about it. What's going on here? Nice. she's still just in the MRI machine. Don't worry, there's no rush here. I got to be honest, I have done a bit of staff reducing in this hospital because the departments, with so many departments, but not like significantly more patients coming in, it means each department is getting quieter and quieter and quieter. So I thought what I would do is just reduce staff right down across all departments and then start to work out where there's problems and deal with it that way. And I feel like she might have been waiting a little while now. But there has also been a staff changeover, and we can see here that there is a transfer nurse missing from internal medicine. Oh, the computer's on, but nobody works it. Hang on a minute. It does say being transported to room, though. That's the doctor. But they're all idle. Who's transporting her? Oh, it could be this one. Moving a stretcher. Dorothy Credible is doing it? What is this? Mary Smith got her IV antibiotics and she's comfortable. Do you know what? We'll let her go. So Dorothy Credible, I presume, is on their way to pick up Lisa Walker. It does say being transported to room, so I guess so. The thing is that because she's not coming from an important department such as ICU or trauma, I don't prioritise moving like a rocket. So, you know, it's just sort of casual stroll. Dorothy, it is a code blue. I'm just saying. It's a code blue. I cannot believe it. So something I like to do each evening, particularly when I really don't want to lose any cases, is I actually check over every patient that's currently in the hospital, starting with the most crucial. I mean, I can instantly see here there's nobody that's terrible, but we're just going to look at each patient and we're going to make sure that they're diagnosed, that they're not having any unnecessary tests, that they're comfortable. And I start with neurology because if there are any urgent cases, these are going to be the most urgent. I do like to stop vomiting, even though they're comfortable. I'd rather stop the vomiting because it's just disgusting. So we can see that, yeah, see, like Carol would have been a very urgent case, but she actually seems to be fine. Followed by cardiology, because of course, you know, there can be all sorts of things going on in terms of hazards. Oh, look, Frank Moore has received everything. He seems absolutely fine. Well, that's fantastic. So we can relinquish control. So what we're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's have a look through here. So look, I can see here we don't really need any of those tests. He's absolutely, well, she's absolutely fine. They're having a physical, that's fine. I'm going to prescribe rest just because I enjoy doing that from a roleplay aspect. So we've got a bit of discomfort here. So I think some antibiotics, yeah. I think we're going to prescribe some antibiotics. And I'm going to give them something for the sleeping problems because the antibiotics alone isn't enough to deal with the discomfort, but those two together will be. This is fine. This is fine. They seem to be fine. Good. And then the last 3 on this department. Good. Okay, if we could get that done, that'd be great. I feel like he's been there a while. Going to chair. Don't need to worry about that, guys. I've done all that. Good. There we are. And then I just do that for each department. And often I will find 1 or 2 patients that I'm pleased I discovered them when I did. But sometimes it's all good. So Lisa Walker has had her thoracentesis. She is now stable, which is wonderful, but she's also extremely unhappy. So we're going to prescribe some rest. We're going to deal with the breathing problems. We're going to try and bring her fever down and give her some painkillers. Hopefully this will bring her comfort right back up again. While I check the patients on all the other departments. It's happened. Midnight came. Objective for insurance company has been completed. Have no dead patients. Lost cases for 9 days. 9 out of 9. So the reward is increase clinic patients per day to 25. I don't actually know what it was before. But there we are. And now it says that have no untreated patients for 10 days. And it's reset it. It doesn't normally do that. It doesn't normally reset it. Wow, we have to go 10 whole days in a row. Oh my goodness. That's mental. Yeah, and then there's going to be another one afterwards. But the reward for this is to increase ambulance patients to 3. Okay, cool. That should be absolutely fine. Well, there we are. We managed to get that done. Wow. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see all 10 days. I think that might be a bit nuts. I might I might do a bunch off camera, and then we can do a couple of days on to achieve it, because it takes a long time. It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. But you know, if you're really keen to see me get through them, and cutting out anything that's boring, or where there's not a lot happening, is what I'm saying, then yeah, let me know, and I will see how best to proceed with this. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you to all my Patreons for their continued support.